Hey, what's up YouTube? This is No Budget Duelist, and I'm going to be, hopefully, doing a dueling network video today. I'm using Minicam and YouTube's upload thing. So I'm going to do a deck list in dueling network today, a little bit different than normally. I believe this is my Hopeless Dragon deck. Hopefully it doesn't take 9 hours to load up. There will be lag, I guarantee you, because yeah, stuff. So, without further ado, this is my Hopeless Dragon deck. And, this is an older type of deck, like from about 2 years ago. That was actually like really good, and super duper fast. And this is probably one of the better, if not one of the best variants you can play. So I'm just gonna quickly go over all of the different parts of it. This is a Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon based dragon deck, like every dragon deck should be. So, yeah. So we've got 3 Darkness Metals, 3 Red Eyes Wyverns. He's cool. If you don't know what he does, if Red Eyes Wyvern and Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon are both in your graveyard at your end phase, and you haven't normal summoned this turn, then you can banish the Wyvern to summon the Darkness Metal out from your graveyard, which is pretty cool. But it's during your end phase, so you can't use Darkness Metal's effect until your next turn, and you can't use it during can't use it during your opponent's end phase, which kind of sucks, but oh well. You know, it's a 2800 beater that you're about to summon, so it could probably survive. Uh, Next is Dark Horse. It's a 3000 beater. That's really what you use it for, and if your opponent activates a normal spell, actually no, it's just any spell, you can target a level 4 Dark Monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So that's what you would use to target Armageddon Knight or Dark Grepher, or even possibly Apocalypse or Phantom of Chaos. So you have quite a few targets for that actually. Um, yeah. Then Divine Dragon Apocalypse. You probably know what this does. Discard a card, add a dragon from your graveyard to your hand. Dark Arm Dragon. Everybody knows what Dark Arm Dragon does. I'm not going to explain it. Armageddon Knight. When it's summoned from anywhere, you can send a dark monster from your deck to your graveyard. It's nice to add a little bit of deck thing, so that then the trade-ins, these things can do more work. Dark Grepher, basically the same thing as Armageddon Knight, except that Dark Grepher has a special summon, has an inherent summon to summon himself with, and he he requires you having a monster in your hand to send to the graveyard, but he has more attack than Armageddon Knight, so that's always good. Phantom of Chaos, we'll go with Sky Scourge Norlaris. I'm going to go over Norlaris' effect first, because that's a little more important, and you need to know Norlaris' effect before you can really use Phantom Chaos effect. Uh, it's one of the Sky Scourges, so its summoning condition is freaking impossible. In most decks, you have to banish a Light Fairy and 3 Dark Fiends in your graveyard, which is ridiculous. And then you can pay 1,000 life points and send all cards on the field and in both players' hands to the graveyard, and then you draw a card. So basically, you blow up the field, but it's a send, not a destroy. So it's really powerful. And that comes with Phantom of Chaos, because Phantom of Chaos' effect, once per turn, you can target one effect monster in your graveyard, banish the target, and until the end phase, this card's name and attack becomes that monster's name and attack, and it gains that monster's effects. You must control this face-up card to activate and resolve this effect. And any battle damage your opponent takes from battles involving this target card becomes 0, but that doesn't matter because you summon Phantom of Chaos, use the effects to banish the Norlaris from your graveyard, which you probably put in there with Trade-In because Norlaris is level 8, and then you send everything on the field in each player's hand to the graveyard, and then you draw a card. So, this deck is actually really good at being able to recover, especially if you still have a Dark Creator in your deck, and your deck is getting really low, and you just blew up everything on the field. If you just drew into Dark Creator, you probably, well no, almost without a doubt, you have an OTK, because your opponent has no hand and they have no field. And there's not really much that it can negate the Phantom of Chaos effect. It's kind of like Judgment Dragon. So if it beats Judgment Dragon, it'll beat Phantom of Chaos. except like Trap Hole and Bottomless Trap Hole, because it doesn't have any attack when it's summoned on the field. And then we've got the Dark Creator. You can only summon it when you have 5 or more darks in your grave, and you have to have no monsters, so you can spell spells and traps, but you have to have no monsters to summon it. Once per turn, you can banish 1 dark in your grave to special summon 1 dark from to special summon a different dark from your grave. It doesn't necessarily matter to have the same name. It just have to banish 1 and then summon another one. So it basically just adds some speed to the deck. You really only use it to banish like Armageddon or Grepher to summon Darkness Metal back, and then you summon a Dark Horse, and then you can attack for game. And that if you do the combo with the Norlaris and draw on the Dark Creator, and you can do that combo, then that's game. That's a really nice way to get game too. So yeah, I believe that's all the monsters. So let's go into the spells. One of Darkness for draw power. 2 DDRs because you're going to be banishing a lot with this deck, and there isn't really much else to get into your graveyard. I was running 1 Return from the Different Dimension, but I swapped that out for Soul Release because Soul Release is just better in this format. Dark Hole, Foolish Burial, Future Fusion, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, 2 MSTs. I don't really know. I'm not running a 3rd one because I'm not going to replace anything else for it. Soul Release, triple trade-in, 1 Solemn Judgment, 2 warnings. The judgment and the warnings don't really have much of an effect on this deck because if you're about to lose from your opponent's attacks, then you've probably already gone all in anyway. And then double Torrential Tribute, just to make sure that if your opponent tries to go all in, you just, deny them their victory. For the extra deck, 5-headed dragon, and I'm running 2 Neo Galaxy Eyes, just because I can, I guess. And Trade-In is a really nice draw power card for this deck because you've got your 3 Dark Horse, your 2 Norlaris, which you need to get into the graveyard in order to use them anyway, and then you've got 2 Dark Creators, which, if you've drawn into it and you've got a nice little setup on your field, it's a dead draw. So Trade-In, boom, draw 2 more cards. And yeah. The Apocalypse is there just in case you have you have all your Darkness Metals in your graveyard, or 2 of them are banished for some reason, and you really just need to get that last one back to your hand. Ditch a card, get your Darkness Metal back, banish Apocalypse for the Darkness Metal, use Darkness Metal effect, something else. Now you have 2 big beaters on the field because you ran a little weak dragon. So yeah, and Phantom of Chaos, freaking broken in this deck. Dark Arm Dragon, just an amazing card, but it's kind of hard to get out if you don't have it from turn 1. You have to really exercise some grave control in this deck, and that's part of what Soul Release is in here for. Because if you have like 5 darks in your graveyard, and you have some monsters on your side of the field, and your opponent has some annoying back row and you don't have any MSTs, and you know they've got something up their sleeve. If you don't beat them this turn, you just Soul Release, get rid of your 2 darks, and then summon for Dark Arm Dragon, get rid of the other 3 darks to destroy the 3 cards, and then you attack for game. So it just it adds a little more consistency with your Dark Arm plays. And, yeah, so that's really it. I mean, I don't really need to explain the staples, so yeah, have a nice day, YouTube.